What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Tuesday. I'm doing pretty good myself. I come across a very sad story here. Took place in Britain, okay? Let me just say this. If ever any one of you are in some kind of financial debt, never look to committing suicide to get out of it, okay? There's always some kind of help somewhere if you just would reach out and ask for it. You know, first of all, consulting with the Most High. Like our grandmothers always said, He will make a way. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. I wish this young lady that was over in Britain had have known that, okay? Now it says here, young mother, 27 years old, who was behind on her rent and bills as she struggled with cost of living, took her 3-year-old daughter by the hand and walked in front of a train, inquest hears. Okay? You see, some people can not only be physically strong, they're physically weak, in other words, but some are very spiritually weak, meaning anything can drive them over the edge. And as in this particular story, that's what happened with this young lady named Leanne Redmond. Okay, it's awful, man. But to get into the story now, it says here, a young mother who was behind on her rent and bills gathered her 3-year-old daughter in her arms and jumped in front of a train. An inquest has heard. Leanne Melsadie Redmond, 27, had been taken to court over unpaid bills before jumping onto the tracks of Tableau Station in Buckinghamshire on February 18, 2019. She was seen wrapped in a poncho, walking hand in hand with daughter Melsadie, who was wearing a little furry Parker jacket with a winter hat and gloves at the station 1 hour and 12 minutes before their deaths. Okay? Wow. Now, the thing is this happened way back, 3 or 4 years ago? And we just hearing about it over here, But to continue, it says, describing CCTV footage showing the mother and daughter today. Assistant Coroner Ian Wade, KC, told Beaconsfield Coroner's Court. Sadly, what we can see is that she gathers Melsadie up in her arms and jumps carefully from the platform down to what is known as the forefoot and is then struck by the train. British Transport Police subsequently declared the deaths a suspicious incident. Detective Sergeant Simon Rees told the inquest that a financial investigator had examined Miss Redmond's circumstances prior to her death. The court heard Miss Redmond had a bill from her electricity supplier. Now they're talking about in euros over here, okay? 334 euros outstanding. A bill from her gas supplier, 638 euros, okay? And she was in rent arrears of 1,499 euros and 37 cents, okay? No amount of money should have made her make the choice of killing her and her daughter. It just wasn't worth it, because those assholes that are actually price gouging, charging all this money for rent, electricity, water, and all that kind of shit. They're gonna continue doing what they're doing to somebody else. And they're not gonna lose one moment's rest over what they caused this woman to do, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Yeah. It's too bad that she actually made this choice, but nevertheless, look at what it was behind. All right? Now to continue here, D.S. Reed said Leanne Redmond had several debts in several forms. She was behind on her rent, etc. On the day she had received news that some of her debt burdens had been relieved, if she had entered into a payment agreement, which she did, and she was supposed to have started a new employment. So her financial situation was potentially going to change. Mr. Wade asked the officer, I think your financial investigator looked at whether she had made a voluntary arrangement in terms of indebtedness through court proceedings. It is right that the outcome of that was she had an arrangement whereby she would be able to repay it down by monthly, 143 euros contributions. Okay. Diaz Reese confirmed that such an arrangement had been agreed before taking the hearing through the hours leading up to Ms. Redmond's death. At 6:30 a.m., at which time Melicetti was with her father, Leroy Paris, Mrs. Redmond had checked her bank balance at a garage. She later made a number of phone calls, including one to her prospective employer and another fairly lengthy call with her landlord, Hightown Housing Association. By 6 p.m., CCTV showed Ms. Redmond was with Melicetti as she tried to book an Uber to Cherry Tree Road and Beaconsville and made a call to her mother, which did not go through. And she let this really intimidate her. You know what I mean? That's what it is. To continue here, shortly afterwards, the mother and daughter were seen and enter Tableau Station from Approach Road, where they remained at the station for around 20 minutes. Describing the CCTV footage, Diaz Reese told the inquest her behavior as a police officer watching was not normal. Okay? Wow. Her movements around the station, going from one side of the station to the other, going down to the station and back up, was an unusual pattern of behavior. Had police been observing her, they would have approached her because of her behavior. Okay? Ooh, and that's another thing. We don't know what, these people, people could be dealing with. The people be infested with, familiar spirits known as demons. You understand what I mean? And them things, man, I'm telling you, they can get at a person and convince them to do something, that's just ungodly, as in this particular situation right here. Been seeing a lot of little crazy things going on ever since a special event took place all around the world, if you understand what I'm saying. It's been a lot of strange cases, going on. So, I don't know, but the way it seems here, this woman let her finances discourage her from life, from living, her and her daughter. This is crazy, man. But to continue, the coroner said Miss Redmond was mainly carrying Melicetti during the time she was at the station, but was also seen walking hand in hand with her at various stages. Mr. Wade said Melicetti is pretty well behaved. She is at ease with Mom. She is very patient. She follows Mom and allows herself to be picked up. Diaz Reese agreed that Melicetti was behaving well and did not appear to be demanding until the mother and daughter were seen leaving the station. However, they returned just 12 minutes later at 8:17 p.m. BTP officers said that the mother and daughter again spent time walking from platform to platform before climbing the footbridge where Melicetti was seen looking distressed and was picked up by Miss Redmond. The coroner said at this stage, Melicetti is becoming rather frustrated and upset with her mom. Well, with her. There is a good deal of toing and froing, okay? Excuse me, toing and froing. Miss Redmond eventually came to a platform which was cordoned off to the public. She was seen pushing and kicking against a gate to the platform, Mr. Wade said. The next thing she appears to do, she does when no member of the public is in her immediate vicinity. She in fact picks Melisetti up and literally hoists her over that lock gate and places her on the platform. This really involves picking her up, right up, to the extent of leaning over. This is a gesture of activity. This is a gesture or activity which appears to have shown deliberation and forethought. She took care. All right. Yeah. When she was doing all that pacing back and forth, you know what I mean? Basically, she was thinking then, should she do it or should she not? You know, that's what she was doing. And she made the wrong, choice. That's what it all boils down to. To continue here, the inquest heard that a member of the public who was walking down the stairs briefly paused to look at Miss Redmond, but then moved on. Miss Redmond then brought Melisetti back over the gate to the public area of the platform before returning up the stairs to the bridge over the platforms. She then returned to the non-public access platform at 9:29 p.m. and once again lifted Melisetti over the gate, but this time also climbed over the gate herself. Describing the footage, Mr. Wade said, she takes Melisetti's hand and walks relatively slow. It is 6 minutes after she placed herself onto the platform that she places herself in the path of the train. The inquest continues. Wow. That's sad, man. And another thing, it seemed like she was contemplating just doing it to the baby, or I don't know, maybe she was going to lead the baby. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, man. She should have never did that. It's a damn shame, But yeah, these billers, you know what I'm talking about? They ain't gonna lose no rest over this woman killing herself and her baby. The beat will go on. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, she should have just chilled and stuck to the agreement, you know what I'm saying, and tried to pay the bills and do whatever she could do and be done. Some kind of way she could have got help. You see what I'm saying? But I guess she felt like she was at the end of the road and her back was to the wall and nothing else that she could do. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what it is. But again, I like to say to every last one of you guys that may come across this particular story, suicide is not the way out. You understand? It's just not. Fuck these damn bills. You understand? Do whatever you can do. And that's just all there is to it. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular situation right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And people, please remember to live your life as though you are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.